So here we are, my friend, 12 hours later.
Hey!
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
What does this all mean to you, Lin, coming for Hamilton?
It's unbelievable. It's just straight up unbelievable. You know, the announcement, I watched with my family. My folks came over, Kiara came over, we brewed a big pot of coffee. My son was confused we weren't watching his train show. It's just been such a joyous celebration of sort of every. What I kind of love about it is that it takes a lot of people to make a musical, and what the nominators did was really sort of acknowledge every part of the thing that makes it run. It's not just the score; it's this incredible choreography, it's this incredible lighting, it's all these things working in tandem, and so to be recognized in all those categories really means the world.
Yeah. This is a musical that has touched everybody. I mean, how do you comprehend that in your head?
I don't. I am the lobster inside the pot. The water is heating up, and I'm just like, hey, this is nice. And so let's not complete that metaphor. And so what's crazy is the ways big and small in which it kind of bounces back. Tweets I get from little kids who've learned these incredibly wordy rap songs. Messages I get from teenagers saying, did you know today was George Washington's birthday? It sparked this interest in our history and that I never could have anticipated. I fell in love with Hamilton's story. I thought that was a really unlikely American story. I didn't know he was an immigrant. And I didn't know that one of our founders was born and grew up in the Caribbean. And that was my way into this guy. And that has allowed for this entire sort of generation of musical theater kids to sort of get this interest in this field. I mean, I know more about Argentinian politics because of Evita, and the Constitutional Convention because of 1776. But it has really sparked this interest that is bigger than anything I could have anticipated.
See, that's how I learned my history, through the same shows.
Exactly.
1776 was my first. I learned the whole
Totally.
thing about how...
I could tell you anything about a presidential assassin.
Yeah. You and I go back to the Hamilton tapes. I mean, did you ever think that would have gone from that to this?
Well, that's the most joyous part, really. It really was. The initial impulse was, okay, I'll make a concept album. I'm going to get my Andrew Lloyd Webber on. I'm going to make a concept album, and I'm going to have rappers play the different founding fathers, and how cool it will be to have Common play George Washington, or Busta Rhymes play Hercules Mulligan. And what's really amazing is it's happening. I had to write the musical to get around back to the initial impulse, and the artists who inspired me growing up, and I really mean growing up, Busta Rhymes, Common, Black Thought and the Roots, they're all involved, and it's about them, and literally this is our entire, this is the ethos behind the mixtape, is we sort of present them with the songs and go, what inspires you? What do you want to make? And we're seeing what they make. And it's been a really interesting mix of sort of original songs based on the show and covers of the song. So who knows what's going to happen? Yeah.
So my final question is, June 12th, what's going through your mind now as you get closer to that date?
My wife already has her dress. It's dope. And that's all I know. We don't even know what song we're performing yet. We just sort of got the news yesterday, and now we sort of begin to plan for a really fun night. I remember the night in the Heights one is one of the great nights of my life. And I remember, but what's really fun is now I've worked at the Tonys from every angle. I've written for Neil Patrick Harris. I've been there when we've just gotten one nomination for Bring It On, and that was joyous. So it really is a celebration with our peers, and that's always the most fun part.